Guys, please be ready for dictation from the Hindu editorial section dated 1st January 2022. Ready? The Chinese government's announcement on December 30 that it had come up with its own names for 15 places in Arunachal Pradesh could not have come at a more precarious moment for an already strained relationship. The move is ostensibly aimed at standardizing how places in the Indian state are depicted in official Chinese maps, which show all of Arunachal as South Tibet. India's Ministry of External Affairs (MEA) said in a statement in response to the move that assigning invented names will not alter any facts on the ground, and Arunachal's status as an integral part of India. As the MEA noted, this is not the first time that Beijing has done so. In 2017, Chinese authorities issued official names for 6 places in Arunachal. The first instance followed a visit by the Dalai Lama to the state, which Beijing had protested. The list on this occasion is longer and not only includes 8 towns but also 4 mountains, 2 rivers, and a mountain pass. The list covers 11 out of Arunachal's 25 districts, extending from Tawang in the west to Dibang Valley in the north and Anjo in the east. The spread of the locations suggests the places were chosen to retreat Chinese claims to the whole state. If the latest move is largely symbolic and will not, as the MEA observed, change facts on the ground, it needs to be seen against the backdrop of broader changes in China's approach to the boundary dispute. The naming announcement was made ahead of a new border law coming into force on January 1, 2022. The law, which was proposed in March 2021 and calls for various Chinese government bodies to take steps to safeguard Chinese territory, was put forward a year into the crisis along the line of actual control (LAC). New Delhi, which has expressed concern about the law, has seen it as an attempt to formalize the transgressions made by the Chinese military since the summer of 2020 and put a stamp on China's unilateral measures to redraw the LAC. The Chinese Foreign Ministry defended the latest move, saying the matter was within China's sovereignty. Yet, Beijing had a very different view on India's own internal reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir in 2019, which elicited not only sharp statements from China, but also led to Beijing raising the matter at the United Nations Security Council. The announcement this week came as India and China remain engaged at both diplomatic and military levels to complete the stalled disengagement process along the LAC, restoring relations as well as the status quo along the borders will require mutual sensitivity and an adherence to past agreements that helped keep the peace, rather than needless provocations that expand an already long list of differences. The Omicron variant is galloping across the US and many countries in Europe at a pace never seen since the pandemic began. If the United States set a new record of fresh cases on a single day on December 27 with over 0.54 million cases, the 7-day average is at 240,400 cases a day, a 60% increase compared to the previous week. At least 7 countries in Europe, Britain, Denmark, France, Greece, Italy, Portugal, and Spain are witnessing a similar trend this week. The World Health Organization said the number of COVID-19 cases recorded globally shot up by 11% last week. Bracket start December 20 to 26 bracket close compared with the previous week, while the number of new deaths stayed nearly the same as the previous week, but globally the weekly new cases are close to but yet to surpass the peak witnessed in the last week of April 2021. The sharp increase in daily cases is not surprising, given by the highly infectious nature of the Omicron variant. It is estimated that it spreads nearly 3 times faster than the highly transmissible Delta variant. While Omicron has emerged as the dominant variant in a few countries, it has not completely displaced the Delta variant. The twin threats from the two variants are responsible for fresh cases reaching record numbers in many countries. The Omicron variant has a superior ability to cause breakthrough infections in fully vaccinated people and also cause reinfections in people who have been previously infected. Early data from South Africa and the United Kingdom suggest a reduced risk of severe disease requiring hospitalization, particularly among those fully vaccinated and previously infected. But it is still too early to draw conclusions as there is an inevitable lag between infection and hospitalization, and the protection offered by the vaccines against Omicron in older and other vulnerable populations is still not clear. India has been witnessing a surge in cases in many states. As in the case of the first two waves, the increase in cases is currently seen in large cities. The total number of Omicron variant cases reported in India is inching closer to 1300 and has already been reported from 22 states. There is no reason to believe that the variant will behave differently in India. The highly transmissible nature of the variant and its ability to cause breakthrough infections and reinfections, and the fact that people with no travel history or contact with international passengers have tested positive for the virus should alert policymakers to take the Omicron threat seriously. The first step in addressing this concern is to increase the daily testing numbers and adopt a dual RT-PCR testing strategy, testing all positive samples with a kit containing the S gene target before sequencing for Omicron detection. India should not repeat the same mistakes committed during the second wave by allowing the virus to spread widely.